there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. This is Starters Order 7, and what should be, the last dance for our 4-year-olds. And the last within this save, because we will be porting over to the new save with the new schedule that we built live on camera. So, if you haven't seen those videos, there's a little planning video and a kind of editing video of how to build a schedule. We've got UK jump save tutorial of building the schedule for that we've just recently moved over to, and the US flat schedule planning slash building that I showed off as well in the last videos over on the tips and tricks video playlist. So tips, tricks, cheats, and tutorials. Anything you need to learn about starters orders, there's a good chance you'll get your information there. More to come as well in that series. Recently been asked about a few topics that I've been researching and looking at, so there's a general tips video going up, and then there'll be more in-depth schedule editing from a feature race point of view, as well as adding and removing countries, renaming jockeys, and just general mod advice too. So those videos will be going up on that side. But like I said, schedule have been built for both the UK jumps and the US flats, and so we will be moving on at the end of this season. But before then, a lot of good races left to run. So in a bit of a down point for us, some things not going well. But right now we've got some good races. Both 3-year-olds are traveling right now. I haven't really got a good jockey, I think, on Ramscoop for the Joe Hirsch Classic, but we shouldn't need one. It's a solid field, but we are the best horse. We're not taking the best jockey with us. Instead, Boundless Orphan is going to run that in the very short trip to Keeneland. So, QE2 Challenge Cup. I do think that both these horses could be very good. Could end their 3-year-old seasons at around 130 or a little bit higher. If that's the case, we've got a shot at 140 for next year. This year, it's all on Hague Violetta, Canadian International Breeders' Cup turf, the Japan Cup, the Hong Kong Vase, and the Nerima Keenan still to go. Didn't gain for winning the Arc de Triomphe, dropped 2 points for coming second in the Northern Dancer. And we will be facing the horse that kind of beat us in that race throughout those final few of Hague Violettas. Meanwhile, Qatar Sussex, Queen Anne, we lost to Flamingo Mara. I don't believe we're going to see them more than once more, because we're only going back to... Yeah, it's a different Mara. This Dave's Mara is still a good horse, but not as good. At Keeneland and at Châtillon, I don't expect to see them, but they might show up. So, yeah, hopefully a couple of good runs for High Life. And Hague Violetta, doing quite well. Like I say, just not quite where we want them to be. Well, the one we thought was the best was Dragon. Things were going really nicely. We had a little road bump in the Old Forester on the muddy track. Dropped down, slowly building ourselves up. Got beaten by Godshark. Beaten by Godshark again. Breeders' Cup Classic. We will be facing off against Godshark. And then who knows, this Champions Cup. It's normally, as you see, a Japanese horse. We took 2 horses over and won it, but I wouldn't expect to see Godshark out there. So, again, maybe a good end to the season. But with all that being said, we do have the 2 runs today. Our 3-year-olds up first is Boundless Orphan. The short trip to Keeneland, right next to where we placed our stables. The 1 mile 1 furlong, Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup, Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on the turf at Keeneland, Bluegrass Country. Just down the road from Churchill Downs. Solid start. Boundless Orphan again. When we get out to the front, usually means we're probably going to run well and we want to win. A little way back is Birdsong Silhouette being joined by Black Mood, but not far ahead of the chasing pack. Baron Kiev, Mill of Refrain, Queries of Drovry, Ballet Hollywood, Thrara Freud we like, and Calendar Skates. That's saying Freud hasn't done much recently at all. Birdsong joins us and then drops back. Here comes the field. 2 from home. Onto the home stretch. 1.5 furlongs to go. As we coming up now to the final furlong marker, the race for the line begins down the home stretch. Here comes Calendar Skates. Black Mood still holding on to third. Boundless Orphan still out in first, but Calendar Skates has been closing quickly. Not quite quickly enough though. Boundless Orphan takes it. The 3-year-olds once again doing little bits and getting the job done. That could be massive. That could be massive. Do we jump in rating terms? 125 to 127. Okay, that's not a bad jump. It's not a bad jump. Still 3 races to go. Still got a chance of getting up to about a 130 on Boundless Orphan. Already got 6 grade 1s. Could end this season with 9. I feel very happy with what this horse turned into. Again, I'm very disappointed that we didn't get our stamina jump in time for the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. Instead, it came just after the Triple Crown, 5 days after the Triple Crown, and a month, sorry. Yeah, but I think it came basically like 5 days after the Triple Crown, and then a month later we won the Belmont Derby, then Saratoga, then the Cotillion, now the QE2 Challenge Cup. Ever since we've jumped to a mile 1, we've been doing bits. So very happy with the run, very happy with the horse. A little sad it didn't happen earlier. And Ram Scoop currently at 129, running well. Little stumble the last time round. Watered Marsh, second to us in the Belmont. Penavan Schindler we like. Rangefinder Cadeau is a solid horse as well. Don't really know if anyone in this field is at our level. We should beat them, so we're here for the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, a mile 4 Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-old. We're on the far side near the rail. We do get off to a decent start, but we don't move up towards the front. Ram Scoop does like to close out after, well, maybe with like 2 furlongs, 2.5 furlongs left. So we'll see how we run the bend, what kind of position. Right now we're leading out Shavana Evening, Watered Marsh, Rainbow Cadeau, Balabriggan Rap, Imprevu, Clyde, and Penavan Schindler. Aspen, Elijah Miller, and Your Call Anchor. Another good horse leading us out here, but you can see we're starting to get ready for the bend, moving up into that stalking position. And we're going to go around the outside. And off this bend, we should go. Rangefinder Cadeau is also there. We're now then on to the home stretch. Under 1.5 to go. Down to the final furlong marker. Rangefinder Cadeau on our outside. Penavan Schindler on our inside. The 3 of us moving up in towards the top 3 positions. Not a great speed, but Ram Scoop staying out ahead, doing enough, just pushing out a little bit. Penavan Schindler comes up into second with a good run. Rangefinder down to third. Watered Marsh is a good horse. I don't know what happened to them. Your Call Anchor's a good horse that kind of stayed around a little more. I thought they'd drop off more. Not our best run. And no rating climb either. But that's fine. We didn't lose one for coming second. We didn't gain any here. I don't feel that's too bad. British champions, fillies and mares, 1 mile 4. That's going to be so difficult. It's only a week away, and Ram Scoop season will end at that point. And I will be throwing her into the breeding barn. Well, that's not a bad double header at all. I'm okay with that. That's pretty decent. We're 129 and 127 and our 3-year-olds now. If we look here. So that kind of sets us up nicely. High Life drops down to 127, so that's kind of interesting. Then you got Boneless Orphan at 127, Ramscoop 129, Dragon at 130, and Hague Violet at 136. Recently dropped from a 138, of course, and then didn't go back up. But I feel pretty good about where all these horses are and how they are running. 2-year-olds. This is the Frisette at a mile. Then I got Promise Princess in a Breeders' Cup mile and 110 yards. Swan Dive, I think, is just in the mile. Sweet King Braze is in the 110 yards. 110 yards. Demolition Damage in the mile. And then I couldn't really find anything for Tidal Force, who still looks like maybe we just keep going 7. But then again, if I'm done with them, I'm kind of okay being done with them. I'd like to max out that potential, but I'm not sure it's actually possible. A Much Demure, I think there's a race in November they can run. But that's about it. Probably get a grade 2, which he already has. So I don't know, but back to Belmont. Pastel Pure. Tarisha Approved is a grade 1 winner. Couple of warm horses, a cool horse. But again, we should be the best horse in this field. And it's just kind of a match race at the end of the day. So Belmont Park, Frisette, 1 mile class 1 grade 1 race for 2-year-olds upon the dirt. And we get off to a solid start. Not too bad at all. And I'm trying to find which one. Oh, I did not mean to press that button. But it doesn't matter. We're going to come in like right down the back of the order. I was trying to find out which one was Taisha. And Tarisha is a very good horse that just didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. I find that very bad. I'm not going to lie. I really thought we had something there. I pressed the wrong button, but hey. That is what it is. I'm just kind of wondering what's going on there. Doesn't even seem close. Doesn't even seem close. I think when it comes down to it, yeah, we're a day away. Cool. We can get you bred for the end of the season. I don't think realistically that anything else is going to happen there. So, yeah, these might be a lot of runs to finish off our 2-year-old seasons. Speaking of 2-year-olds, is there anything I really like in here? Priestley's Words. Okay. Man of Iron on this side. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Yeah, don't really love too much else. Nautical Approach. Nothing on this side. Got some grade 2 winners. We might do that, although they're both really low reserves. Yikes. Okay. Well, we'll kind of see. So supposed to go for 22. Everybody else has got like 200 or 300 reserves from the big horses. I'm glad to see that it's getting a lot of bids. We got to go up to over 6 to get it. Don't like the low reserve. Fifi Fowler, exactly the same reserve, 22,100. We just paid 630-ish. I wonder what we're going to pay for this. We're up next. So when do they stop bidding? Right there under 400. Okay. So for something that a pair that the reserves are like $4,400, we have to pay a little over $1 million for the pair. Victoria Thompson from Nautical Approach. Looks like it's a mile 1. Breeding indicator would say a mile 2. Stats say probably a pony track club. Filthy Fowler, mile 1, Priestley's Words. And you can also take kids on treks through the forests. Didn't love that one. Grab Splendor. Probably not. Huh. Yeah. Not much there. Okay. Just have to see how that goes. I was kind of hoping for something. Okay, High Life and Ram Scoop. So Ram Scoop up first. Big race. Final race in Ram Scoop's calendar, which means she can then go to the barn to breed one time. Calvin Burrell riding at Ascot. Cloverley Dini, the only other Grade 1 winner. Rainfall Moline's a Grade 3. Bunch of ungraded domestics, including the cool Sotto Voce Visage. And Arena Requiem over from Canada. We are the best horse in the field, ridden by the best jockey in the game. And I kind of really want to win this. I kind of want to win this by about 3 lengths, watch Calvin stand up in the stirrups and just kind of enjoy it. So, the 1 mile 4 furlong Quipco British champions for fillies and mares, Class 1 race for a Grade 1 3-year-old or older on the turf at Royal Ascot. An okay field, but not great. We are truly a good horse in an average field, maybe. We're going to stay towards the back in the pack with Camina Silk, Lassie's Lucky, PK Talent, Sotovoce Visage, Arena Requiem, and Cloverfield Dini. Up to Carmela Turple, currently in third, getting reined back in right now. And Barlina Wobbler just ahead of them as the distances between second and the pack is chased down. Still got half a mile to go. We're down the side of the course. Going to make a right-hander onto the home stretch. People positioning now. Rainfall Moline has led this entire way. The Grade 3 is there. We are chasing 5 right behind. 2 furlongs from home then. On the home stretch finally. Rainfall Moline staying out ahead. Picante Talent right there. Ram Scoop now coming up to the final furlong marker. Gonna make our move. Does Ram Scoop have the actual power and the pace to get up? Coming up now to the half a furlong marker, just a length back and pushing out over Rainfall Moline up into first place. Getting clear, not quite the big win I wanted to see, but it is another victory for Ram Scoop. They come up pretty good here in the fillies and mares. Pretty good race. I'll take it. Do we break 130? I think that's our last race on the calendar. Last chance to get a 130 as a 3-year-old. We don't. We just come up short on a 129. As a 4-year-old, we could top 90% ability. We do have the 80 extra speed and the 56, 57 cruising burst. The full finish, so there's plenty of pace in this horse probably next year. We got a ton of distance. We could probably go from a mile 4 to a mile 6 with some adaptability. I feel really good about Ramscoop, and like I say, Belmont onwards, I feel we were almost unbeatable. We should have won this one. We should have ended 5 from 5. Starting with the Belmont, we would have been 130, would have had 6 Group 1 wins, but as it is, still very successful. 129 rated, 5 Group 1 wins, and did everything that was kind of asked, like I say, from the Belmont onwards. Just a great, great horse for us. Love to see that. And High Life, Flingo Moire is back again. She did just get beaten over an island by 2 Irish horses. She's not unbeatable. I think she really likes running in Britain. So we'll kind of see. A couple of the good horses in here. A couple of American grade ones. A couple of British grade ones that are good. But really, I think it's Mara who's going to stop us, if anyone. Let's see, are we a little lazy? Is our confidence low? I don't know. Back in Ascot for the 1 mile QE2 Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on the turf. And there we go. Not the best of starts, but not too bad. And we will go out towards the front with whitewash comforts. The field doesn't coalesce down, so we've got to have a wide camera to see everybody. Clan location into third, and then the rest of the field kind of strung out almost in a line. Antonio Dances, Sandy Links, Mordanda, Rosanna, Parting House, Flamingo Maris is there, Balingo's there, Avation's there, Bernine, Eurobird, everybody there. Into the final furlong. A lot of horses pass us. I'm not sure High Life has the raw pace to come back from this. Flamingo Mara does go out into the front. We are going to come up into second. Burning Beatty almost takes third on the far side, but just gets short-headed by Parting House, who holds on. And yeah, 3 races in Britain over a mile, 3 times head-to-head with Flamingo Mara, 3 times we lose. I love this horse. I was really hoping for a big end of season after we'd seen some big races. And sadly, not quite where we wanted to be. Not quite where we wanted to be. Still a couple left to go for them, but overall, I say slightly disappointing in general there. Ramscoop can go to the breeding barn. And over the next few days, we should be ready to breed there. So, Haig Violetta. What's this? The Canadian International. Woodbine's not been a friend to us in general. We will be facing off against Below Lib, the only other grade 1 in this field. Again, I don't feel it's a good field. I don't feel it's a high-profile race. So I'm not sure if Violetta is going to be able to kind of gain too much in the terms of rating. We are still sitting at 136. Chance, maybe, just maybe, that we can move up closer to that 140. Our only shot at a 140 left. Gail Cox bringing the trio. Kills opposing Astonished Roan and Below Lab. Harari Giza's decent. Goldoni Crab is decent. In preview, Clyde is decent. Tenchikova level. Fine Horn Bay Greeley. Don't really know them. Looks like 1 and no races this season so far. So we're in the rails and out of the stalls. Egg Violetta will go towards the front. Veers through the rails to get onto the racetrack. Still a couple running the wrong side, and as we come onto the home stretch, we'll probably see a good 3 or 4 the wrong side of the rails. On the back stretch now then, just under a mile from home, you see the stands in the distance. We're about level with the start-finish line there. Long left-hand turn now. Goldoni Crab up with us. Astonished Rome. Chenchikova Lovell and Killer Supposing all there. Below Lib is the Red Silk right at the back, disappearing from camera a little bit there. Now right at the back, inside those rails, going for it. Final furlong marker. We are out ahead. Astonished Ron's going to fall back. Killer Supposing still there. Harare Geezer is still there. Improve It Klein is still there. Below Lib, still back. But Hague Violetta takes it. It's impressive enough that Calvin stands up to salute. Good run. Not a great run, not a great field, not a high prestigious race, and not a huge winning margin. So the question does come down to 136. Did we gain any rating for winning the Canadian International? We did not. We did not. Didn't expect to, but it would have been really nice and would have helped out. Breeders' Cup, Japan Cup, Hong Kong Fairs, and the Arima Kinen still left to go. 4 rating points, 4 races, 3 of which at least I think could bump you up by at least a point, if not 2 or 3. So it's not done yet. But we've won a couple of good races and not gained points, so you never really know. Everybody right now has bred, so anybody else that goes into the barn will be kind of tight for breeding soon, so they kind of got to go in when they got to go in. Much Demure, I think, is a 7. So I'm not really 100% on what she's going to be able to run. And then Tidal Force, I think, is 7 or a mile. I don't think it really matters to him. But again, I just don't think there's another grade 1 for a while. Yeah, I think there's 1 for Much Demure, right? There's just 1 towards the back end of the season. 5th of December in the Starlet. If I think you can get a mile. That might be the last 2-year-old race that we actually run. Chocolate Waters. That's why I know the name. That's why I know the name. Okay. You're not a name I recognize, and you're far too old to not be recognized if you're anything good. What a dream I do know, but I don't think you fold anything special. So yeah. don't exactly love a lot of this breeding. Might take a look at Jacaro. 6 furlongs. Almost nothing on the sire side. Okay. Got a feeling this is going to be disappointing. But our last chance to maybe buy something in this, it doesn't turn out to be anything. It is what it is. Yeah. So you're going in. I could probably breed these two. Orphan's just going to keep running, so we're not going to breed this year. High Life is probably going to be too late to breed. We might just get these two in the breeding ban, and that'd be kind of it. So, with that being said, we are at the point for the Breeders' Cup. Didn't jump. So, anywhere from a mile to 7 furlongs. To anything that makes sense. Not really. There's not going to be. There's just not going to be. Gonna send him out to grass. And we're going to go to Keeneland for the Breeders' Cup races. So, we've got a bunch of them today. And we've also got a bunch tomorrow. In fact, of the 9 races currently booked up next, 8 of them spread 2 and 2. Our 2-year-olds go today, the 3-year-old and our 4-year-olds go tomorrow. This is going to be a little bit rough, maybe. We can win. Then this is a major boost to the 2-year-olds. That means on our new schedule, we'll have some very good 3-year-olds. Swan Dive, not favoured for this one. I can see why. I don't think we've done badly. We just don't have a high rating. We don't have a grade 1. There's a grade 2 unbeaten British horse. That might be dangerous. Canadian grade 1, couple of ungraded French horses coming over. Couple of grade 2, grade 1 domestics. Very wound up horses in great form. Yeah, this is what Bounders Orphan won. And they like the mile 1. We like a mile? Is there a chance? Yes. Do I think we're going to win? I think it's very hard to actually tell. I think we're amongst the best, though. So, 1 mile Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies on turf, Class 1, Grade 1 for our 2-year-old. The opening of 4 races today and 8 across the weekend. The race meeting is up. A large field, like 14 or so runners. We're near camera, off to a decent start. And Swan Dive just holds back and will go to the chasing pack. We do have Kilmington Shoe up front with Lyford Sapphire and Stowe Winter. Back to almost packed. Then Rifanata and Bucaramanga Fidel just there. Isabel Pitchun and Quickfire Gently along with us, all in the mix here. Everyone else is at the back, inside the final furlong marker, driving for the line. We're running well on the outside, but do we have enough pace and do we have enough time? We are coming through, and on the line it's going to be us and Bucaramanga Fidel. That's very close to call. I thought we lost it, but right as we crossed the line, we might have been even. We might even have just got up. That's a short head or a dead heat. They're giving it to Bucaramanga right now. And we're 3/4 of a length back because that's an issue with the course. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I feel that's very anticlimactic to find out you've lost by like over half a length when it looks like a dead heat in the game you're watching. We are grade 1. We are very good. I love this horse. I think this horse is absolutely fantastic. Grade 1 Canadian, couple ungraded. Grade 2 British, couple of ungraded. Grade 3, a grade 3 and an ungraded. And a grade 3 and a grade 2 for us with a bunch of ungraded. We are the favorite. Who knows? What we see might not have happened. We're going to have to check at the end of the race. But the 1 mile Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, Class 1, Grade 1 for 2 years of age. Demolition damage in this one. I think another 14. I think these might be capped at 14. We got near the front, then dropped back quite a lot. And sadly, looks like we're in prime position to get absolutely blocked off. We are up against the rail, although we do phase a little bit through the rails on this track. Half a mile to go. We need to find a pathway through. We are coming around the outside. Didn't look like we really got blocked off too much. It just means we've got to run a very wide bend onto the home stretch, 1.5 from home. Tamur Whale is still out in front. Car drumming in second place. We are coming through very strong. Brathen Revere as well coming in strong. 0.4, 0.3, 0.2. It looks like we've won, but we're going to have to go to the judges. The judges are going to call this and decide what the distances were. Looks by us by about a length. I saw those silks and I almost, swear to God, had a heart attack. But we do win. Demolition Damage gets his second grade 1 win, up to 108 rating. Absolutely fantastic. Ran Green wins a maiden, wins a grade 3 at a mile, a grade 1 at 7 furlongs, and now a very prestigious grade 1 at a mile. Didn't get anywhere close to his potential, but didn't need to. Really, really weird one there, but I love it. So, Promise Princess, the juvenile fillies, okay. Should be solid. I'm a little far away, let me zoom in. There we go, we are going to go towards the front. And in behind Foley's Bellbird, got Katerina Novellis, Gil Bouncy, Sandrella Dorit, and Diamalina Walks there with us. Bunch of horses here. We're kind of still in a good place. We're rounding the turn. We're clear. 1 furlong to go, and we are going to go for this. Diamalina Walks as well. Thought we might get blocked off there. It doesn't look like that's the case. We're just going to come through, and we are going to get ourselves a little bit of a nice one there. Promise Princess. With an interesting race. Didn't know if we could win, but we did. It's another grade 1 win, and I'm seeing a pattern. The ones that won the grade 1s early have come back and won grade 1s again and still look really, really good. So you gotta give it to them. Gotta give it to them. Pretty solid all round. And then Sweet King Braze, please, please. We're just going into this one because we've been so unlucky with this. This is the other 110 yard Breeders' Cup Juvenile Grade 1 2 4-year-olds on dirt. Just seen the fillies. We did pick up a win. And now a solid enough start up near the front. We got Enoch Hutton and Colin Casdornall. We got Somers Jinx as well. Plunkett Savings is out in the lead. Back towards Bora in the green silk there, just ahead of the chasing pack. We're still in, again, a solid place. We're going to go up the inside. We could have got blocked off, but we don't. 1.5 from home then. Looks like we're already starting to make a little bit of a move here, heading for that final furlong marker down the home stretch and fighting now for the line. We're there with Plunkett Savings. Plunkett Savings coming back on us. Now we're going to try and come back on them. And oh my gosh, that's close. That's going to be a short head. It is a short head. Headed out. Short-headed out. Short-headed out. Like, I mean, just picking up before the end. I mean, you keep telling me that. But, like, I don't have mile ones, and I can't really do much, so I'm really, like, head, short head, short head. This is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just, yeah. Don't have a ton more to say about that. Just, they all go to grass. Just like that. I feel really bad that Braze doesn't have a grade 1. I really do. It's just, there's nothing I can do about that. It's kind of weird, but there's nothing I can do about that. And again, as well, Swan Dive. Second in both. Short-headed, very unlucky, and then just couldn't quite get up on that one. Like, we're so close, we're just a little far away at the same time. So, back to Keeneland we go. Second time of asking. Day 2 of 2. We're going to start with High Life. Yeah. I think this will be our first win in 5. The Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds. I don't think this is an amazing field, though. I will say that. There's kind of a chance because it's not an amazing field. So High Life is kind of in a solid spot. Drummond Will up at the front. Moheli Mariam and Tekoba Scholar. Back to a chasing group of Ponte Aurora, Sprints, Forget Carrington, Money Penny at the back with Dave's Mara, Flight Bargain, Pastef, Clit. 1.5 from home. And we're in the front. Here comes Crescente Aurora, though. And Aurora get up. It kind of looks like it's trying. Now it's going to fall back. Now it's going to be easy. Now we're going to stand up in the stirrups. It's a first win in, I think, 5 for Highlight. That is unbelievable. That is kind of unbelievable. Yeah, that's the horse we know. It's just not the horse that we've seen very recently. Boundless Orphan, the only 3-year-old running today. Gonna run cool. Country Habit a little warm. Wanna Be Valediction very warm. Marisianka is in here. Miss Brownies for the 1 mile, 1 furlong Breeders' Cup Distaff. Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and above on the race day track of dirt. Breeders' Cup meeting day 2 at Keeneland. If it's not bronies, Ascot Watts here, I just don't think they're going to be great. So I'd say Maricienko, bronies, and Lindy Moore, who currently is running two. This right here, green arms, red cap, is Lindy Moore. Very dangerous horse. Half a mile now, going round the turn. Maricienko, not yet come up. Here she comes on the outside. The blue, like I say, the red cap. This is kind of what I expected. The kind of challengers that I thought Sweetness Demeanor on the outside could make a play. Antonia's Dances is still right there. But we are under a furlong from home. We're running for the line. We are distancing out Lindy and Maricienko right there. They're going to fight for second place. Maricienko just about gets up. That's a fun little tussle there, isn't it? That's like a real fun tussle. But we won decently. That does make us kind of feel like we can keep winning. And now the 4-year-olds are coming through, doing something. This is the Breeders' Cup Turf from mile 4. Some okay horses, high-profile race. The 1 mile 4 furlong Breeders' Cup Turf here at Keeneland. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older. As part of the Breeders' Cup meeting, day number 2. Hig Violetta, almost unbeaten this year. Rangefinder Cadeau, Penavan Schindler, we know are decent horses. Prophet's Pink used to be a great horse in Gente Sunday, still pretty good. But really, if we're going to lose, it's going to be the Canadian Nijinsky's Carla. That's pretty much the one horse I kind of fear in this field, and we're not off to a bad start. Nijinsky's just inside us. I think that white cap with the green and yellow silks, now part of that back pack. And we are doing okay. Prophet's Pink up to Mordante Leaf, Rangefinder Cadeau, the grey, and then ourselves and Your Call Anchor at the front right now. Jinsky's could get blocked off. Looks like they've got a lane to run from deep, so when they want to make a move, they can. Prophet's Pink starting to make moves. Rangefinder Cadeau. Everyone getting positioned, I think, for the bend. Don't love how free Nijinsky's is going to be there. Final furlong, we're all kicking on. Okay, final furlong, final half a furlong in Gently Sunday coming in strong. Prophet's Pink, Ballybriggan Rap with a nice run. I kind of expected more pace. It didn't feel like the end of the race. I didn't slow it down because it didn't feel like we were getting close enough to the end. I thought we had like another furlong or two to go. Because nobody kicked on. Nobody had like that pace that I would kind of expect from them. Like Ingenti came up, but like just sat there. That was like their pre-move before their like final furlong sprint. Nijinsky's Carla as well was coming in a position where I thought this can be a really strong final furlong, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh, we're under the final furlong and we're pretty much done. It's a decent field. 130 goes down to 129. 128 goes down to 127. 126 goes down to 125. In Gently Sunday, just for third place, just picked up 2 points to move to a 130. Your Call Anchor just jumped 4 places for second. Ballybriggan Rap just kept the 125. We're on 136. It's going to be tough to move up, but yeah, okay, 138. 138. We're back at our high point. 3 races ago, the Northern Dancer, where we came second, moving into that race, we were 138. We were beaten by Carla there. This is enough to return us to that level. And it does keep that dream alive. It really, really does. And now we got Dragon against Godshark. Like, I think, just don't trail. Just don't get caught at the back. Give yourself a shot. Try and find your place. I think this is our final race of the Breeders' Cup this year, but 1 mile 2 furlong is the Breeders' Cup Classic Class 1 Grade 1 race for 3-year-olds and older on dirt. Dragon runs. Drummond Nistelrooy, we haven't seen for a while, but is decent. Crackerjack Francais flatters, but doesn't really show up a lot. Not really anyone else in this field, I know, apart from Thrara Freud, who is, again, decently towards the front, but never does much. It's just keeping God's Shark quiet. And they're off to a very decent start, and now we come up alongside them. Just move ahead with Della Sunshine, Drummer, Nistelrooy on the outside, and Bilbao Winter up front. Rara Freud against the rail in the greens. Crackerjack is in the middle, just behind that grey. And I don't think there's too much else to concentrate on at the back. It's really the Dark Blue Silks in fourth, Godshark, who's in third right alongside them, and ourselves. And Godshark is going up. Drummer Nistelrooy going up. Godshark has gone for this. And now into the final furlong. Dragon needs to delve deep, needs to come and fight, needs to run, but seems to have hit a wall. Godshark just coasting. We gained to a 132. At least we're not going to fall below 130. But, 139. 139 for Godshark. 9 Grade 1 wins. They got the Breeders' Cup Classic under their belt now. And that means they can get 10 Grade 1 wins. As a 3-year-old, and possibly hit 140. They're gonna murder Albergeldi Knights. They're gonna murder Glowing Commended. They're gonna murder Feliciata Sprints. Ha. Ha. We can go there and try and stop him, but I gotta be honest, I don't think there is stopping Godshark. I think they're gonna hit 140. I think they're gonna hit 140. No, we're gonna hit 140. As a breed, Relentless Holmes. The Swan Dive, that'll take us through. Even if it's double bred, that takes us through to Boundless Orphans race. And then we can put Boundless Orphan in if we don't want to run the Orcs, but I think I want to run the Orcs. And then by the time we get to these races, we're not really going to be able to breed, are we? So I think the likelihood is we're done with breeding for this year. So nobody fun came to auction. Hey, Violetta. A trip out to Japan. Big old race. Big old race. Tokyo. The Japan Cup 1 mile 4 furlong race. Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on turf. And again, we know some of these horses. Prophet's Pink, Junket Egale, Waypoint Cheeks, we do know. And Junket Eagle, Waypoint Cheeks, ourselves, all go to the front. Prophet's Pink is just there on the outside of Cheyenne Taurus. We got Laramar Zul on the outside, and then back to Murakaba Small and Geora Le Rouge. Long trip this on the back stretch. Gonna start that long left-hand turn. We'll see who comes up, gets positioned. Prophet's Pink now coming up just to the back of us, and Waypoint's Cheeks getting ready to go. Haig Violetta hasn't done much yet, but is going to go now 1.5 from home. Going to find the lane, going to drive on out past Waypoint Cheeks. Cheyenne Taurus, Prophet's Pink don't have a lot to answer. Junket Eagle falling back. Half a furlong from home. Waypoint Cheeks with a nice run. But Haig Violetta is going to storm through and clear, hand in the air, saluting the crowd. Calvin Burrell. And Haig Violetta wins pretty much the biggest race left on their schedule by 2.5 lengths. 138 rating. It's 139. Ooh, it's 139. I thought that could be the one. I thought that could be the one. So, we still got to run. We still got to run. But I'm nervous. I kind of want to get that season done. I don't want that to be kind of looking over my shoulder. Murtaugh's really good. Bonnie is solid. But again, it's Lindy Moore and Maricienko brownies that are just the ones you feel are gonna be the threat. The 1 mile, 1 furlong Hollywood Derby Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on turf. We are near side, and Boundless Orphan gets off to a decent start and will go to the front again. Good early sign. Back to Murtaugh, then Homebank, Lindy Moore in the mix there with Natural Sunseeker. Back to Stop Direct and Pendle. Bonnie is last. Maricienko is against the rail. So it's the bright blue silks and it's the purple silks, red cap, green arms. Those are the two I expect to be with us towards the end. Murtaugh as well. Inside the final furlong, Murtaugh and Lindy Moore coming at us a little bit. We're just about holding them. They're just shutting us down a little bit here, just trying to get down. Maricienko comes up, can't get top 3. Bonus Orphan will take it. Keeps 131. Doesn't fill out potential. Doesn't really need to, but I'm thinking as a 4-year-old, there's a chance we fill out at 100%. That may come, it probably doesn't. But what a horse. Kentucky Derby Preakness still going to haunt me just the way it is. What a horse. Yeah. Sometimes timing just isn't on your side. The new schedule, I mean, at least we're going to have multiple Triple Crown races that we can run at different points of the year. So there's always kind of going to be a point that they can run. Back out to Japan. Dragon, their last race. Solid field, but again, not one I know. There's 3 domestic Grade 1s. Tawila Bluff, who looks like they're blowing up. At the Champions Cup. 1 mile, 1 furlong, Class 1, Grade 1. 3-year-olds and above on dirt. Don't really know the field. The only horse that I even slightly know of isn't really settling. We're going to go up the inside, going to go to the front, but there's 5 of us at the front. Pint Fast Ninja Edge in the black silks. Watercourse Clipper there. And then Amateur Rhea drops back alongside Nila Asiba Fair. Blues, Zeus, Jackie Yahab, Tawila Bluff, and Kyle Excel, another horse we kind of know a tiny little bit, right at the back. People posturing, ready to go. 1.5 from home, then the hunt for the line begins now on the home stretch, and Dragon is out and moving fast, faster than anybody else up the inside. I think that is fair, coming in quite nicely, up in a second place, still accelerating, still chasing us down, still trying to go for this, not going to get there. It's going to be way too close. I don't like that at all. Neil Saber Fair with an ungodly run at the end. How have they never won a grade 1? Unbelievable. I was scared. I can't lie, I was scared. Short-headed, we keep our 132 then. That's where we're going to end the season. I just wonder if anybody else is running here that we kind of need to take a look up for the season's out. Not at that meeting. But Dragon, just good career, solid horse. Doesn't look amazing, but we've seen this with Plateau Brex, Dragon, few of the horses. Ramscoop now as well, starting to look a little rough in places, but not like super impressive. Like Bones often looks a little more well built in general. But some of these other horses are coming through. Our distance horses are built. And then the horses that we actually, really think can win Triple Crowns start looking a little more fragile. Glass Cannon. Like, that's maybe a good way to say it. But, yeah. Kind of crazy. Much demure. Deep Blue Triangle. Probably a little lazy. It's got a pad I can see. Just says very calm. Bunch of grade 1 winners. Don't really know them too well. Booker and Manga we know a little bit. So I guess we just gotta run it. But it was the last 2-year-old race I could find you. 1 mile, 110 yards Starlit, Class 1 grade 1 for 2-year-olds on the dirt track. And we're out okay on the far side against the rail. Moving on decently well. And Speed Boost kind of took a while to get in there. We got Wellwood Legend and Diamelina Walks. Back to Poppy Squall and Talafold. Then Booker Manga leading out Quickfire gently against the rail. Tight loss on the outside. Junk in the trunk ahead is actually at the rear. And here comes Booker Manga on the outside, looking like they're positioning for a real push. 1.5 from Holmes then. Diamelina coming. Booker Manga coming. Much demure. Still with a furlong to go. Are we going to get up on this? Are we going to try? It doesn't look like it. And Booker Manga's the horse that we knew was going to be our big challenger. Gonna take this quite comfortably. And we faded really badly. Trip suited perfectly. I don't feel it did. Like, at all. There's a chance we can't breed. There's also a chance that we can. Okay, Shatin. Double header. We're well aware, thank you very much, Malware. Bites, but Not a last shot, but a good shot. Nijinsky's back. Promenade Risky's a really high rating. I think if we take this, there's a real shot of being 140. The 1 mile, 4 furlongs, Longjing, Hong Kong Vase. You're at Chartin, the Class 1 Grade 1 for 4-year-olds upon the turf. Flip the camera, and we are ready to go. A little bit of a slowish start. Promenade Risky on the outside. And Medicis Agel right there up into third. Back to Dangerous Hayden. Nijinsky's Carlo on the outside. Very dangerous. Quasar Turpin comes up in Chillong, waiting, and Weird Germain at the back. Coming on to the back stretch. About halfway around the course left to go. Agel is positioning themselves well. Promenade Risky, if they try and go early, might get blocked off, which could end their threat. Turpin is gone. Here comes Nijinsky Carla on the outside, though. We've gone from the front. Promenade Risky right there. Nijinsky's Carla, both there, ready now. The fight for the line begins. Final furlong marker. Down to the final half a furlong. We're still leading by a couple of lengths. We're still doing okay. We're going to hold on. Haig Violetta takes it from Promenade Risky and Nijinsky's Carla. Two very good horses. Is this big enough to take our 139 all the way up? Is this going to be the next 140 horse of our stables? Carla stays 127. Risky drops to 131. Oh, we stay 139. One last shot. Jari McKinnon, one last shot. Gonna go down to the final race of the season for Haig Violetta. Wow. 3 times in Britain, beaten by Mara. The Longines Hong Kong Mile Class 1 Grade 1 for 4-year-olds and older on turf. Let's see if they can do in Hong Kong what they've done to us in Britain. They are running second with Cloran O'Donnell and Cantor Jacaro in third and fourth. Back to Rifleman Decree and Gira and Casino against the rail. Then Imuna Rhapsody back to Central Spire Boys, out to Amity Tears. And the field just changed way too much. Down over the furlong to go. Mara is nowhere. There's no challenge. It's going to come late, if at all. I think it's going to not come at all. Imuna Rhapsody with a nice run. Going to claim second. Mara, too hot on the heels. Where was that challenge? Perhaps they only run well in Britain. But we just did everything we needed to. Got that 10th Group 1 win. A little bad period. Back-to-back wins. Finish it off. Keep our 130. I'm kind of happy with that. I feel really kind of good about that one. I'm not going to lie. I feel like we needed that one. Now, we can't breathe until, what, the 14th? We're getting really close to the edge. We can breed on the 13th. Can we breed on the 13th? Yes, we can. Okay, we just about... Oh, buzzer beater. Buzzer beater. The Plateau Brecht falls early. Solid horse. Solid horse. And we are going to put that one on the transfer list early. As we again head back to Japan. Nakayama. The Arimakinen. Long race. Big chance. One shot. Godshark stays at a 139. Chance to be the only 140 rated horse. Profit's pink. Munster's good. Waypoint Cheeks we really like. Gale used to be better. Taurus is solid. Your Anchor's solid. Promenade risky. Big threat. Risky. Cheeks. Violetta. Top three, hopefully not in that order. 1 mile 4 furlong, 110 yard Rimakinen. Class 1, grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on the turf here in Japan. It's not an amazing start, but it's not too bad. We're going to go to the front with Waypoint Cheeks. Like our last run out, Promenade Risky in third, a little bit back from where they would normally want to run. Egale on the inside, Profit's Pink on the outside, and in between them, York All Anchor, Cheyenne Taurus, Quinlan Munster, and at the back, Sayada Classical against the rail. Still got 5 to run. Setting up for the bend, Waypoint Cheeks comes up, Promenade Risky comes up, Profit's Pink comes up, and Junket Egale come up. Rounding the bend onto the home stretch, 1.5 from home then. We're going to fight now, see who wants it. For the line, Promenade Risky's come up a lot, is dropping back, still a furlong to go. They can still kick on. From deep, here comes Waypoint Cheeks. Promenade Risky is there, Waypoint Cheeks is there, and Violetta's not going to get the win. Unless the judges say otherwise. And we fall to a 137. We fall to 137. Promenade Risky goes up to 135 to split us. 132 for Dragon, 131 for Boneless Orphan. Just can't believe the Godshark didn't end up getting 140 the way they looked. Promenade Risky just took the wind out of my sails. That could have been the one. That possibly should have been the one. 12 group wins. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Good Boxing Day. Singerman ahead. Okay. Huh, you at least come from good stock. Bunch of 2 years. I think I need to go for this. Grey horse. From a Brasingaman. Not Haig, but ahead. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not really that bad. Yeah, if the ability was like 50, 70 or 60, 80, I'd be a lot more interested. But we're not going to run as a yearling, so it would stay there through the 2-year-old season. Maybe 45 or so, probably up to 60 to 65 as a 3-year-old, which means it wouldn't get to 70 before his 4-year-old season. realistically, it's got the tiniest chance, but it's not going to really get there. So 4-year-old season, which means it's not going to be ready to win a big race until 5, maybe 6, if it ever climbs that high. So I don't think too bad. For the start of a save, yes. Okay, brand new save, not a problem. But in this one, it's just not going to be good enough. And we're going to run the American Oaks. We're the form horse, we're the best horse, and Bum This Orphan has become an absolute demon of a 3-year-old. Lindy Moore back again. Don't love the rest of the field. It could just come down to us and Lindy Moore in this one. In the rail, out of the chute, down the hill and onto the track, the 1 mile 2 furlong American Oaks Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the turf in the rain. And it's us and Lindy Moore again. We get out fairly decently. Lindy Moore is this immediate horse near side. We come down and onto the track. Okay. Sorry, I mean far side Lindy Moore. They are up with Zingara Skid. We got Champ de Ronde, Jean-Julie Walters, Sabatini Suzanne, Black Mood, Pendle Bonnie's a solid horse, but not great. Sajajin Woods, Ballet Hollywood, and Oleana Motto at the back. But here comes Lindy just moving into position, ready for the turn. From wide, here comes Pendle Bonnie with a decent run. The two of them jockeying ready, 1.5 from home, onto the home stretch. Fighting now as we cross that final furlong marker. We're still out ahead, but Lindy and Pendle are right there. They're going to come at us. Do we have anything? We've got something for Lindy, not going to get beaten by them, but Pendle Bonnie with a run I knew they could possibly do, but the rain at Santa Anita dampens our spirits. Pendle Bonnie with a big win, slightly surprising, but not really. Very solid horse. Really thought we'd see more from Lindy Moore, and yeah, there's so many sort of close finishes they didn't quite get up on. A lot of them, the God's Wrath. It's not God's Wrath. Again, I'm going to go back to that name. I'm going to go back to that. So, that's fine. But yeah, Pendle Bonnie with a nice run. We don't finish with a win. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. We do keep our 131 though. That's pretty good. 8 Grade 1 wins. Not bad at all. 6 in a row between the Belmont Derby Invitational and the Hollywood Derby. A very nice 3-year-old. A very, very nice 3-year-old. We're going to put him in the barn just because that's the easiest place right now. To keep everyone. Frederick Villan. This is Rantis Holmes and Seeker Violetta. This should be high potential. And that it is. It's like 60 to 85. It's not bad. A lot of extra speed. That you can go out on the list. Final day sale. Absolutely nothing. Very good season. Very good career. 168 Group 1 wins. 51 Group 2. And 83 Group 3. A record of 56% wins on the season, 55 from 97. Pretty solid. The top flat horse was Dragon. We've kind of put everyone in the barn so they don't count, but Dragon is the best horse. The best 3-year-old is God Shark. I don't think anyone can disagree. Plunkett Savings at 2 years of age. Best one there. Only won twice for 1.41 million is solid. Really, really solid. And Godshark went straight to stud. I don't think I blame them. Don't think I blame them. Okay, so Sweet King Brace, Demolition Damage, and Tidal Force, all good 2-year-olds, all look like they'll have something to offer a 3-year-olds in the new schedule. They all go to the transfer list. And I'm going to pull Promise Princess first. Onto the transfer list. Swan Dive. So close to being great as a 2-year-old. Still pretty good. Much Demure. And Pastel Pure. See, a few of them have already jumped up a decent amount. And then, yeah. I think we just stay in here. Boundless Orphan. Ram Scoop. And High Life. Hig Renee. Hig Brex. Gray can go over. That's fine. I'm trying to keep everyone kind of in age order. That's going to make it easy for me to sort for them to like figure out who comes across first. Because it's going to take 2 seasons probably to get everyone in. Guess Modern Eve can come in, but they'd probably be my last one there. And I'm not going to bring them over. I kind of borderline on them, but we will add them to the list. I'm actually going to say no to that one. Borderline, but yes. I'm looking for like really high level stuff here as well, because we're going to get breeding in the other save anyway, so not having some of these isn't going to be the end of the world. But I'm definitely looking for full finish. I'm looking for like 80% extra speed, and I'm looking for decently high, like 75 to 80% potential with like 60 or more ability. So a lot of these are really close, are really good horses, but they're actually just not going to make the grade at the end of the day. See, a lot of them there didn't. So we got 2, and we got the 2 that were foaled early. Puts us on 24 here, and I think there's another one with like 4 or 5. So, yeah, 2 seasons is going to be enough, thankfully. But, yeah, we'll run all the 3 and 4-year-olds, so they're going to come out to play first season. And the 5s, 7 and 8-year-olds, maybe go breeding barn from season 2 onwards. And then we just bring up the yearlings in that second season to finish things off. But Korea, 400 wins out of 817, 235, almost 236 million in prize money, and a very, very nice place to be. And looking now, yeah, Schindler, Lindy Moore, Marisienka Brown, these are all the top horses here. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this part of the save. Like I say, we are going to go ahead and transfer them to the new schedule, which we built, and we have already started and simulated 10 seasons into the future. We do start with a horse. One made it out to the breeding barn as a 4-year-old who looks good, not great. he was one that came with this save, so I kind of want to see what we've got. Like I say, now we can just really start adding everyone back in, so Braze can come in. Demolition damage. Demolition damager? So, yeah, some of these are my own names. Some are generated by the names, generated by the game. And so those ones might get blocked. So boundless. Let's try it. Bounding often. Ram scoop. High love. Surprised that one went through. So I got 5 left. So I think, to me, it makes sense to pull these 4 and then bring over Super G, who is from an Australian save. So C P G C Pig. That works for me. So yeah, that leaves these 8, plus the few on the other transfer list to bring in for Season 2, which will kickstart our breeding at that point. But these are who we've got moving in. And I feel pretty good with who we've got. Do feel pretty good with who we've got. So the breeding bomb will be High Life, Hig Renee, Hig Brex, and Grey Secrete. That gives us like a mile 3, a mile 2, a mile and 6 furlongs in the barn. Dragon, either this season or next, and Hig Violetta will be our studs moving forward. And our races this year for the 3-year-olds, everybody kind of makes it. CPG is there as well. Bounding Orphan and Ramscoop for their 4-year-old seasons. And Fade Calm might be our miler. Not a great miler, but might be our miler for this 4-year-old season. So a mile 4, a mile 1 or 2, and a mile. And I think that kind of suits what we want to do. So I'm pretty happy. I think it's going to be interesting. It's a much fuller, much richer, much deeper schedule in general. And in case you haven't seen the other videos on the other playlist, these are the races we got. We got 6 races linked for 4-year-olds as stayers. The Shima Classic, the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, the Arc de Triomphe, the Japan Cup, the Hong Kong Varsity McKinnon. Pretty much what we ran towards the end of the year just now. But that is our stayers. The 4-year-olds have a... I don't know where it does that, but the 4-year-olds have a World Cup. We got the Pegasus World Cup, into the Saudi Cup, which has been renamed the Saudi World Cup, to the Dubai World Cup. That was won in this game, 2021, by Maximilian Bounty, a colt from the US, by 3.6 lengths, 1.8 and 1.6 respectively. So I'm tracking game bred and our own Triple Crown winners, or whatever it might be, the World Cup. I'm tracking a lot of other horses. For the miles, there's a Classic Mile, the February, the Queen Anne, the Victoria Mile, the Raffles Cup, and the Hong Kong Mile. That's 6 races that our 4-year-old milers will kind of be following that program. The sprinters at 4 years of age will go for the Saudi Sprint, the Taka, the Sprint Prize, the Jubilee, the Hong Kong Sprint, and then the Everest itself. So very, very solid there. And then we've got our big kind of focus still to a certain degree. So the first Triple Crown on the schedule's New Zealand trio from March into April. The Kentucky Derby kicks off the US leg May to June. The day after each leg of the USA, the Canadians will run. And then we move into France. They're two-legged first. Well, it's not two-legged. They're split first leg. The Poulains and the Pouliches. That'll run June to July. The day after those races is the Australians with their three. And then the next day or a couple of days later, in a couple of cases, we do have the South African Triple Crown. Then the UK, which is also split between Colts and Fillies for the first leg into the Derby and the St. Ledger. The day after those, the Irish run. And the final one running a little bit later, but kind of in accordance with the UK Irish as well, is Japanese. So you can probably pick one of these three to run. You can probably pick one of these three to run. You can pick one of these two to run, and everybody could run New Zealand. These are the jockeys for our new save. This is the UK jumps. These are the US flat jockeys. Their weight, their skill, their feedback, and their obedience. So I've got all those laid out. All the 2-year-old races across the year, 41 of them at grade 1 level. So we can kind of pick and plan and use this to schedule. This is what I used to build the schedule. Now we can use it to play the schedule and kind of find all these races, decide what's coming up, not have to use the in-game stuff as much, and really put ourselves in a good spot. So, like I say, I think that's now 9 Triple Crowns, and we got 4 different sets of races. For 4-year-olds, we've got the World Cup, and then we got the double triple for the sprinters, for milers, and for the stayers. So 6 furlongs to a mile to 1 mile 4. This kind of bridges the 1 mile 1, 1 mile 2. And Maximilian, like I say, won in 2021. The first Derby Preakness Belmont winner has also happened. Francet file note, which kind of sucks that we're not the first, but we didn't even get a chance to run. So the first Triple Crown winner, 6-year-old mare at the moment with 11 group wins, 132 rated, like I say, took the Triple Crown last season before we could, or not last season, a few years ago, before we could even take over. So challenge has been laid down. I've checked all the others. I've added them all to a watch list. I've added every winner of every Triple Crown leg. The Arc de Triomphe, the Everest, the Criterium, and 1 or 2 others I can't fully remember right now. I've added absolutely everybody that has won one of those races, plus any of the top horses here, 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 and here. Look at this, 21, 22, 29 group wins. Big challenges coming up for us, but also a chance to maybe get some better horses and kind of see where things go. But we are following 209. So that is Francet file. And all these other horses that we are watching, they are currently all active. They are all multiple time grade 1 winners, or if they only won 1 grade 1 win, it was a leg of a Triple Crown. And then we got Pilot Suspicion, who did a couple of things really nicely that we liked. So, yeah, that's one that we're going to kind of be following. That hasn't won a grade 1 yet, but came really close and has a very high rating. for a grade 2. So I think this is set up for success. Let me know what you feel like in the comment section down below, though. Let me know your hopes, your expectations. And also, I think every year, every single year, I'm probably going to try and run the US Triple Crown. But we also have the other 8: New Zealand, Canada, France, Australia, South Africa, UK, Ireland, Japan. What do we prioritize season 1? Remember, there's 9 of them. Well, we've got 8 3-year-olds. Debatable. But we've got 7 that we probably could run and do something. 8 maybe. We can double up on 1 or 2. So depending on distances, someone who took the New Zealand could definitely go into either US or Canada. So yeah, let me know kind of what you think about that. 1 mile 1, 1 mile 1, currently a mile, mile 1, mile 1, currently a mile, 1 mile 1, and 1 mile 2. So given all these distances, you can pause the video, take a look, figure out kind of what you think. But suggestions, more than welcome. Say Ram Scoop still looks absolutely fantastic. Could be absolutely amazing. Mile 4 to a mile 6, bounding often. A mile 1 probably gets up to a mile 2. Can fill out her potential this year. And possibly hit that 140. Let me know about that as well. And then Fade Cam, who comes from this game at a mile as a 4-year-old, maybe does some damage. I don't know. He's got 6 very important races he'll be running. So yeah, like I say, just let me know what you think. Ideas, hopes, dreams, criticisms. As always, what you think of the last save, how it ended. Sadly, there were issues with that save game. I am going to play through, see if anybody else comes to auction, see if anyone, especially like, Godsmar comes to, Godshark, sorry, comes to auction at some point. We can take a look at what they look like. I'll bring them over via transfer to this save, and we can just take a peek at the stats. Even if we're never racing them or never breeding from them, if they're too old, I still kind of want to do that. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. As always, check out the other playlist, the memberships on the channel. It's been fun. It's about to kick on to a new level, I feel. And yeah, the playing field just got a lot better, so we've got to do a lot better. Hope you'll be back to see it. I'll see you then. Till next time, take care, stay safe, all the very best to you, and I'll see you very soon for more fun and games.